Hey guys, welcome to Young Money. I'm Nozi Pombanjwa and this is CNBC Africa's freshest and youngest show. It's the show about you and it's the show about me. The ones who want to go beyond the hustle, the ones who are unapologetic about wanting to break the bank. Now tonight we're going to be focusing on millennials and how to use their strengths for entrepreneurship. Helping us to unpack this concept is Krista Bortis, Executive Director at Business Partners. Krista, firstly, who are millennials? I must admit, it certainly sounds like a nice, sexy word, but let's make sure that we know exactly who we're talking about here.
Well, that's the ones that was born between 1980 and 2000. So they are now kind of the youth that's coming out of school years and that's in their 20s, etc. So they are the ones that make this Generation Y.
Yes.
That's the other word for it, you know. So, but millennials, they are really the people that can break the bank.
So these are the people that can break the bank, but why? What is it about millennials that makes them so different from other parts of the population that have either preceded them before?
Because they have grown up with being connected. You know, they have their cell phones, they've got the internet, they've got tweets, they've got everything, Facebook, you name it. So they're connected. That's number one. They can Google anything. The information is at their fingertips.
Really?
Yes, they've got it there.
But what is it about that being connected that changes the game? I mean, I would assume that they consume things differently. They have a shorter attention span, so they want things delivered to them in a different way. How else should we be thinking about how to make the most of these short attention span people?
Yeah, because to be an entrepreneur, you need to be at the forefront. You need to be a niche player. You need to be there when the thing happens. Then you must make your buck, you know. And tomorrow, somebody have caught up with you. So then you must go ahead again. So you must be connected, know what's happening in the world, what is needed, what is the the demand for a certain product, etc. And that is where millennials come in there, where they really can make a difference.
Are millennials entrepreneurial at all?
Well, the qualities that you need to have is you need to have willpower, you need to be connected, you need to be an information gatherer and, you know, split it from the non-essential from the essential stuff, and then make a decision and be opinionated. And who's more opinionated than millennials, you know?
They certainly want to make themselves heard. Let's talk about the buying power of millennials, though. Corporates who are looking at this particular segment, is this a segment that money can be made from?
Oh yes, for sure, because it's a fad. It's they very much on products that's got the brand and that is snazzy and in tune. So yes, most definitely, and they are the ones that can influence others. That's outside of that millennial.
I think that's an important point. The ability of millennials to influence other millennials. Is it also a risky point? Because we also can have unsavory behavior coming from particularly those born between 1980 and 2000.
Well, that even you can use to good effect, because if the chips are down, sometimes you want to rationalize even irrational things, okay? And that is good, because if the chips are down, you won't go and lie down. You will say, but listen, I can make it work. I will even make something that's not workable, I will make it work. So you've got that characteristic of going for it, making a difference, and not giving up, you know, and challenging yourself, because that's very important. That's an entrepreneurial trait also.
What about millennials in the workplace? Are they still wanting the same things that those from earlier generations still sought to have when it comes to work satisfaction and the like?
No, they want to chop and change. They want freedom. They want a lifestyle. So the work environment must fit into their lifestyle. In other words, they want to flex their hours that they work. They want to have nice conversations at the office. The environment must be right. They want to do the odd tweet and so on, not all the time.
Yes.
I'm the old school. But yes, they are different in that sense. And if the environment isn't exciting for them, they will move on.
Are corporates understanding this new language, though, that millennials are coming and putting on the table?
I think they try to understand because that is our future. And productivity doesn't come only from the number of hours that you sit on the, next to your desk or beside your desk. It is how much you put into the hours. So with your span of attention that's shorter, and let's accommodate that. Some people, the millennials, they would work right through the night, but then they want to go and sleep 6 o'clock in the morning. Now, well, let them do so.
But our corporates, so they're trying to understand, but what's the pace? Do you think that there's still lots more to do, or are there corporates who are ahead of the curve and are really becoming the go-to place of employment for millennials?
There are those people and those places. And it is because they understand the youth. They understand the millennials and those that's starting to follow. And I'm very pleased for those companies, because they also, their leaders are becoming younger and younger, which is positive.
Well, that's certainly a positive note to leave it on. Christo, thank you for your time. Christo Boertes, Executive Director at Business Partners, giving us the lowdown on how millennials are thinking about their role in corporate South Africa. Vanessa Mogorosi joins me now to help us get into our Zen balance when it comes to finding a state of mental and physical well-being while you're running a stressful business. Vanessa, thank you for making the time to join us. Is it even possible?
It is indeed. It is indeed. We are governed by how we are wired within ourselves, and Reiki helps us to balance out imbalances from your mental, your emotional, and your physical space.
Let's go back. Reiki into English means?
It's an ancient Japanese healing technology that assists the body to remind itself how to heal itself.
And is this something that the demand for has increased over time? How many people are aware of what Reiki is and are applying it as they get into very stressful situations?
So Reiki as a method of healing has been there for over 5,000 years. There has been some kind of secrecy around it, so people are not aware that this is an actual option that you can use to find balance and harmony within yourself. And there is a demand for it, because you know when you're not balanced. If you are sleeping 8 hours and you're waking up still exhausted, that's your emotional body trying to tell you that you don't have the sufficient energy to actually carry through. And when you're in stressful situations, we don't think that, you know, you need to recharge and rejuvenate.
Practically speaking, how would this work? I mean, walk me through or how I would get into that space of alignment. What do I need to do? Is it a breathing technique? Is it a physical movement technique? How does it work?
So it works as a long-term maintenance plan. So if you think about how we take our cars to service every now and again, we are the same. We have mechanics, and our wiring requires that, you know, we regularly align ourselves, and so that we are functioning at optimal efficiency.
Now, one of the things that I've been accused of, so I'm putting myself on the line here, is that I thrive in busyness. And sometimes that always means you're in a world of high energy, and you don't really take the time to take a step back and take care of yourself. What kind of advice do you have for people who behave in that manner, who seek to always be constantly busy, always working in a high energy environment, which oftentimes also deteriorates your sense of well-being and stability?
So there's absolutely nothing wrong with being driven and to seek out a highly driven career or space to function from. The issue would be, how much are you rejuvenating yourself? So how much are you putting back so that you're functioning at optimal speed, efficiency, and well-being as well? So the decisions that are made in a space where you're actually depleted of energy are not the most trustworthy decisions that you can make, because you're not in your optimal space.
And who's more in need of getting into their space of well-being? Is it men? Is it women? Are we on par when it comes to us not being able to always come together and find our place of calm?
Surprisingly enough, I've had my practice now for 4 years, and it's been a lot of males that are actually taking responsibility for their well-being more than the women. So we more move through or get drawn towards the spa treatments, which are actually just more surface. So I think because men don't have a space where they can actually express their emotional traumas, what stresses them mentally, because they have so many responsibilities as well to provide, to protect, and to make things happen. But there is a balance between the two. So there's more females that are starting to come through. But it's actually the men that I'd like to acknowledge for taking more responsibility for where they want to be and living their life.
I really like the point you make about emotional traumas, because I think sometimes, unless it's a big life-changing event, we don't always recognize emotional trauma for what it is. And entrepreneurs are constantly faced with failure and rejection, and all of this builds up over time. What advice would you give to entrepreneurs about the kind of red flags that you need to be paying attention to, that are saying to your body, I need time out, I need healing, I need to go back to a space of stability?
So by the time an ailment is actually manifesting on the physical level, so if you're experiencing headaches or muscle tension around your neck or shoulders, it's already something that has filtered through from your mental body or your emotional body. So the symptoms are something that you can look at as a measure to say, okay, I am not balanced. But even just your energy levels, if you're low in energy and you have to take a lot of supplements to make up for that energy, you need to come in and get yourself aligned. Sleeping patterns, people that suffer from insomnia are experiencing overactiveness in the mental space, and that needs to be balanced and harmonized again. So and upset tummies as well. You know, a lot of our attitudes and belief systems sit in this area of our digestive system, and we always think that it's something that you ate or something that you didn't eat or something that you're lacking in your body, but that is also a big sign that there's an imbalance in your system.
Vanessa, thank you for your time. I've certainly learned something, that my attitudes and my behaviors sit in my tummy. So when I have an upset tummy, it's deeper than just the physical manifestation of cramps or otherwise. A very big thank you to Vanessa Mogorosi, really helping us to get to grips with how to get a sense of emotional and physical well-being. Guys, thank you so much for making the time to join us once again. Remember, if you want the Young Money crew to come to you, or you want to be in the Young Money crew studio, all you need to do is drop us a tweet. The hashtag is YoungMoney410. Let us know what you're doing, how you're building an empire, how you're taking your business to the next level, and what we can do to help you to get there. My name is Nozi Pombadra. It's been fantastic being with you once again.